did I do though? Welcome to my channel. Try 3 times. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Now, I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard about the police officer out here in California, in Watts, California, and altercation with the black dude. Here, look, we're gonna watch this video. But the nature of this whole conversation is Trump and immunity. I want to talk about it, but let's start off with this.
What did I do though?
I got that on fucking record.
He just punched him in the face with his hands cuffed. It's crazy.
I got that on record too.
Did you just fuck him?
So you was there
He just fucked him.
Wow.
He just fucked him.
Just listen to these niggas, cause now you got you sue the shit out there.
I'm finna
I
sue.
got that shit.
Listen to him. Here, go to the car.
Call your.
Hey, roll the windows down.
What's going on?
Can you roll all the windows down?
What's going on?
Roll all the windows down. You're parked in. You're double parked.
So what's going on though?
You're double parked, man. And you're sitting in the car.
I'm where I'm
Turn the
supposed
car
to be at.
Huh?
It ain't on.
Alright. You got a license on you? Your ID?
What's going on?
I just told you, man.
Okay, he's waiting on me.
But what's going on? I'm not on probation or parole.
Okay.
I'm at my
You have
house
an ID on you. You're double parked.
But what does that mean though?
There's a car. You're double parked
What
the
does that
wrong
mean?
way in the street.
What does that mean? Why you open my door? I'm not on
Do you
probation
have
or
a
parole.
license?
I got everything. Why you
Okay,
open my
grab your
door?
license for me, man.
I do, but why you open my door?
Huh? Because you're ignoring me.
I didn't ignore
Can
you.
you step out of the car?
Yeah, I can step out the car.
Okay.
Open my door like that. Weird ass.
Face the car.
I ain't on probation or parole. For what?
I'm gonna pat you down for a
what?
weapon.
I ain't got nothing. Oh, you just gonna pat you down, man. Bro, get your bitch ass off me. What are you doing? Bro, how you do the protocol? You doing shit?
And you been in here.
Relax.
Why are you in here?
Yeah, what the you doing?
Relax, man. Then relax. I got it.
I
Relax.
know my mother bitch ass on me, bro. Nigga, I'm damn, you better get the on me, 9-0. Get on me. You better get your bitch ass on me. Damn, you doing? Get your bitch ass on me.
That's not how you do your.
You get your bitch ass on me, nigga. I know the protocol, nigga. I know the protocol, nigga. Damn, I ain't got nothing, nigga. I can sit in the court, nigga. I ain't on no probation or parole, nigga. I can sit in the court, nigga.
Bro, why you sensing up, dude?
Cause he, look what the fuck is he doing? Man, get him off me, nigga. I know my rights. Damn, nigga, I ain't even doing nothing. Let me put off all my buttons. He not doing his law right.
Yeah,
Relax.
You on parole? Why is he opening my door?
Why is y'all still grabbing him?
Why is he grabbing me? Why is he grabbing me? You ain't gonna tell him to get over me?
Relax.
Hey, bro, I've talked to you before. Just have him chill out.
What is he doing? I'm chilling. I'm not on probation or parole. What is he doing?
Why you handcuffing him?
The fuck?
That's weird.
You ain't even have no rights.
Where's your supervisor? Where your
How you gonna pull me out the court?
That's what you do.
I'm going to the court.
Y'all let me hear you drop your
I'm not on probation or parole. What you doing? The court says he's 15. I'm not on probation or parole.
Give us your hand, I'm gonna tase you. Give us your hand, I'm gonna tase you.
I'm not on nothing. I'm not doing nothing.
Relax.
I'm relaxing. What are you doing? I didn't even do nothing. What are they doing?
Just put your hands on your back, bro. Just put your hands on your back, dude.
Put your hand behind your back.
Put your hands on your back,
Man,
man.
what did I do? What did I do?
Put your hands on your back.
All these comments in the video, on that video, talking about the black cop. I guess the black cop for me. But anyway, because I guess he didn't do anything, which I don't know what he was supposed to do. He not on that black guy's side. He picked his side. He's with the police. Anywho, yeah, I think any reasonable person would say that's excessive force. But first, that video is going viral right now. And then, like I say, I hear Cardi B reacted to Trump too, and she was mad. But this is what everybody's mad about Trump about the immunity. Let's add to state.
We're going to bring them back like they used to be, and we're going to make them safe places again. We're going to give our police their power back, and we're going to give them immunity from prosecution. So they're not prosecuted for doing their job. We'll take over the horribly run capital of our country, Washington, D.C., and clean up, renovate, and rebuild our capital city so that it's no longer a nightmare of murder and crime.
Now, Trump, after that video with the dude getting punched on by the police officer, and then Trump saying that, I don't know if he said it prior or a day after, it's really rubbing people the wrong way, not to mention all the other police stuff. And then personally, I believe, they're trying to back behind, they always try to back behind the Trump is racist card. Like, that's the biggest defense or offense to try to get on Trump. But anyway, now a lot of people is outraged because they believe that immunity that Trump is talking about give police full range to do whatever they want to do. And as a black man in America, that would be a problem if you believe that the police are out to get you. But first, let's see what he's talking about. Like, how many different immunities are there, or who does the immunities apply to, or like, what is the immunity?
I guarantee you, I put my life on it, that 99.9% of people that are watching this video, that watch that video, don't even know what immunity is.
The immunity typically is for government officials or high-ranking authority. But let's just see a definition. Let's look up a couple definitions.
Available to most officials. Absolute immunity is not available to most officials. Absolute immunity is only available to the highest officials. And absolute only applies to acts within the official's duties, and usually will not include acts that are committed by the official with malice or corrupt motives. Y'all can pause to read a little bit more, but I'm gonna go to qualified immunity now. And qualified immunity applies to certain officials like police, and it's immunity from lawsuits unless you have clearly broken someone's constitutional rights. All this is up to debate. However, any immunity that the police have, they are not given rights. It's clearly established that there's punishment for actions that's obviously criminal or obviously malice. These are the only states that don't have qualified immunity at the time. So if you're not in one of these states, your police have qualified immunity, and that's an argument for them to avoid a lawsuit.
Now, to my understanding, qualified immunity and absolute immunity. Absolute immunity only applies to the highest officials. The police do not have absolute immunity. And by all the definitions, they're talking about defense from civil action. Now, after absolute immunity, qualified immunity. Qualified immunity is the same thing. That's to lower ranking officials like police and correctional officers, that they have immunity to do their job. They are allowed to do their job and not be punished for it. With that being said, like I say, there's only four states that got rid of qualified immunity: Colorado, Montana, Nevada, and New Mexico. So majority of the states already have the immunity, and it doesn't apply to prosecution. I don't know if he planned on trying to write a new law or something. And I believe the Supreme Court, a majority of the cases, well, not the Supreme Court, but the courts, the majority of them cases is the one that determines who is eligible for either absolute or qualified immunity. Now, I'm more concerned with the immunity that the prosecution has. However, I'll talk about that later because they have absolute immunity. Anyway, here goes Trump talking about it a little bit more, I guess.
Someone from Illinois, an unarmed black woman, was shot the other day in her home by a deputy sheriff. The deputy has since been charged with murder. You've said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. Why should someone like
That state has immunity, and like I say, the immunity is for civil suits, which he might be able to beat a civil suit because I don't know if there's a precedent of, like I say, the qualified immunity applies when you do an act that is like not obviously a crime or not obviously a violation. And being as though there probably been no case law or no situations like that, he might be able to beat a civil suit. Now, prosecution is different.
that officer have immunity, in your opinion?
Immunity?
Immunity.
I don't know the exact case, but I saw something, and it didn't look good to me.
I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot!
It didn't look good to me. Are you talking with the water, right?
Yeah, well, police unions are not backing this person either.
Okay.
But again, why would...
They're going to be charging the officer. I guess they're charging the officer.
So why should he receive immunity?
Well, he might not. I mean, it depends. It depends on what happens. I'm talking about people that are much different cases than that. We need people to protect ourselves. And by the way, in Chicago, as an example, a few weeks, July 4th weekend, they had 117 shootings and 17 deaths. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. We need to have our police officers have the respect and dignity back. In this particular case, I saw something that didn't look good to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
So can you get a little more specific back to the immunity question? Who would make those
Well, right now, for the most part, people are protected by their unions, by their police unions, or by their police departments.
And their immunity, because they have immunity.
But I'm saying if I felt, or if a group of people would feel that somebody was being unfairly prosecuted because the person did a good job maybe with crime, or made a mistake, an innocent mistake. There's a big difference between being a bad person and making an innocent mistake. But if somebody made an innocent mistake, I would want to help that person.
Now, Trump's answers are pretty interesting because he doesn't want to say the wrong thing. However, he say like that officer may not get qualified immunity, and based on it's messed up that his body camera wasn't on because I don't know if his use of force really was warranted because it don't look like she was about to throw the water. I think he just was scared. So he has that's a defense in that state, but it probably wouldn't fly, and the courts will make the decision. Like how you say a group of people, he's typically talking about the courts. But absolute immunity is a higher level of immunity. And like the police don't reach them benefits. You determining if somebody has qualified immunity, like between them two cop situations. The first one, there was a case back in 2000. Well, I think it's 23 or 21. No, 2021, where a handcuffed woman was punched in the face, I believe, 3 times, and the other police intervened and stopped them. Now, when you're trying to apply qualified immunity, you have to have cases that show that these actions are okay or are not okay. Like you have to have prior precedent. Now, based on looking at that video, you would think there's no threat. The man being handcuffed, there's no reason to punch him in the face. Now, like I say, back in 2021, there was a case of April 21st, police said they received a call of a 34-year-old woman, Xiomara Garcia. Now, she was assaulted by the police that he punched her in the face like 2 or 3 times, and the other police intervened and stopped them. Now, he was only suspended. He wasn't charged criminally. I'm sure there's more cases where people was charged criminally or at least are liable for a lawsuit. Now, you have to determine if the actions are a clear violation of the constitutional rights of that person's rights. Now, fast forward to the situation where the man is in his car, double parked. One, the police is on BS because double parked is a parking violation. It's no license and registration. That's a parking violation. So, and then he opens his door. So really the whole initial interaction was unconstitutional. Now, he opens his door, takes him out, and when he has him in handcuffs, even though they can say that he was resisting, there wasn't any threat of violence. So in my opinion, and based on what I read, I think it's a very hard argument for qualified immunity in that situation. And so him or his apartment will be open for be liable for a lawsuit if that dude really pursues a lawsuit. Now, the Sonia Massey case is a lot different. One, she called them. So the severity of the crime, I don't know. Two, the level of threat. I don't like a boiling pot of water is a threat. Yes, is a threat if you're in close proximity. However, I believe the police job is to de-escalate the situation and step back. I believe there was other options he could have took. And then even though you can't see the body camera, it doesn't look like she's making any aggressive motions. And prior to being shot, she said, like, I'm sorry, okay, I'll do it or whatever. And it looks like she was using the pot as a defense because this dude pulled out his weapon. Now, his argument for qualified immunity, well, that's if he can beat the criminal case, because he will have, that's the criminal case. Now, if he applies qualified immunity for the civil case, there's no precedent before that. Like, I don't know, like, how they would apply that. That is going to be a tough one. And like he said, he may not get qualified immunity. That's for the lawyers and the lawyers to battle it out in the court to decide. When the police already have qualified immunity, and that's for civil suit, and it's very case by case. Even though there's other officials, like I said before, the prosecutors with absolute immunity, which is crazy to me because they are completely not liable for any actions they take. All like their misconduct is like swept under the rug. Even if you keep coming back, like if multiple cases come back, they still are not liable because they have absolute immunity from a civil lawsuit. And it's even hard to sue their office because you have to prove that they like negligently are not training these people, and it still has to be a precedent beforehand. So it's a lot to use to qualified immunity or implied immunity. I mean, not implied. It's a lot to benefit from qualified immunity or absolute immunity. And absolute immunity, like I said, is only for the higher officials. And it has to be in the course of doing your job. They're not immune outside of actions that is necessary within their job. Now, the Supreme Court holds qualified immunity and absolute immunity because with the qualified immunity, they want the police to not fear disarming their firearm to save lives, basically. Like, say if a guy is running inside of a school with a pistol and you sitting there thinking, whoa, I may get sued if I shoot him. They don't want that. They want you to chip him and talk about it later. Now, and the same thing with the prosecutors. They want the prosecutors to be able to do their job to the best of their ability. But I do believe that absolute immunity gives them too much of a scapegoat or too much of an out, because there's really there's no consequences for them being corrupt. They have, I believe it's only like 6 prosecutors like in a long time that's been charged, and I think one of them may have lost that case. Other than that, the absolute immunity, they pretty much never get sued. Or I see a lot of people talk on the subject and probably never even Googled or really did any research of what that immunity implies or entails or who can give it to you. It's just that, they like to get these type of situations where it's a white cop, black victim or black victim. And then they mix it in or try to correlate the Sonia Massey's with what Trump said. The Supreme Court is the ones that agrees with the immunity, and it's always case by case. So Trump talking about giving the police immunity, he must be talking about the ones that the 4 states that doesn't have it already, and it's only for civil suits. In conclusion, the president's statements about immunity is like a lot more complex than the media portrays. He basically just saying he wants the police to have the ability to do their job. Like, if your actions are within your job, like along with your job, you have to do in your job and not malice, he doesn't want you to be prosecuted. Now, after reading Trump's case and a decision to give him immunity, I understand a lot more and how they broke it down. And he doesn't want the police actions to be manipulated similar to his case. The things that was alleged in Trump's indictment and his criminal convictions or whatever, they was basically manipulated to make him a crime. It was things that he's allowed to do as a president and does as a president that every other president has done in certain aspects or certain ways and has never been defined as a crime. He wants the police to have the ability, unless they action is obviously been defined as a crime in a lawsuit or a case before, that they don't get criminally liable for that.